Egypt's stance is clear and crystal, and it's not new. It's an historic stance that since 1948. Egypt has decided to sponsor the Gaza Strip to prevent it from the displacement. And since the withdrawal of the Egyptian and Southern following the setback, and they've seen that the Israeli raids to attack the Palestinian in Gaza. So they took decision to stay in Gaza to refugees. Since too many years, Israel proposed a plan of exchange lands with Egypt to increase the Gaza space directing to Arish. In return, Egypt is to gain peace in the Al-Naqb, but had rejected to give this land to the Palestinians. It is their right and do not approach the land. With the Israeli rejections following the 7th of October, Egypt has discovered simply that Egypt intended to displace the Palestinians, therefore announced that this distance and called upon of Cairo Convention for Peace and reaffirmed by the thirds of the world leaders their rejections of displacement and the pressure upon Palestinians by depriving them from food, fuels and medications and the closure Gaza to displace the people. Egypt stands continued in that pattern unless in the 19th of
Now,
the current state.
sir, sorry for cutting in, but in light of Egypt hosting the Arab ministerial meeting, if you could expand more on how the Egyptian leadership, particularly President El-Sisi, emphasized the importance of maintaining Palestinian territorial integrity.
On the lines of 1967, Eastern Jerusalem as with its capital.
Now, shedding light on the Egyptian Arab joint statement regarding Israel's withdrawal from Gaza, what are the key points emphasized in it?
Is highlighting and reaffirming in the Palestinian code that should be resolved by gaining the rights of the Palestinian rights. So we pursued the peace and we accepted the presence of Israel adjacent to the Palestinian, and this did not give the Palestinian the right to eliminate the aspirations of Palestinian people. All knows the United Nations UN Security Council international community's stance in supporting the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people. Therefore, the Arab stances resulted from the meeting. It is natural that affirming the reality that Israel wish not to believe that the whole world is rejecting the displacement of the Palestinians by Israel. The whole world is condemning the Israeli aggression through the UN Security Council supported the establishment of the Palestinian state.
Now, regarding the humanitarian aspect, how does Egypt's involvement in humanitarian efforts, such as receiving injured Palestinians at the Rafah border, reflect its broader role in Gaza?
Certainly, Egypt, since the end of the aggression and the beginning of launching the humanitarian aid that send in great quantities of the humanitarian aid trucks. And today Egypt is receiving the injured Palestinians to provide them the health care. Egypt prepared tens of the vested ambulances before the Rafah crossing to receive all the cases, and has thousands of Egyptian physicians prepared to enter Gaza and to contribute and provide the remedies for the Palestinian injured people. Egyptian physicians and doctors are very prepared to receive them.
Now, Egypt has always stressed that the two-state solution is the only solution. How does Egypt's commitment to a two-state solution align with its diplomatic efforts in Gaza?
The two-state solution is a principle the whole world has a consensus. As its capital. And in the Nakba of 1948 and the following resolution stipulated the presence and the existence of two states, an Israeli and Palestinian state. This resolution is still in place. That given the Jews 50% of the prison in return of 45 to the Palestinian. Now, the Palestinian right has been diminished for 24% only, despite that Israel is rejecting and stalling and do not wish to execute this principle. But Egypt is going to continue to protect the legitimate right of the Palestinian people and the Jewish people alike with the Palestinian people. All are equal in population. Despite all of that, Israel wishes to gain all the Palestinian spaces and for the Palestinians to be expelled and to live in diaspora, even though the name is going to be.
Now, integrating the international community into our conversation, how is the international community responding to Egypt's call for preventing forced displacement in Gaza?
Egypt is still delivering the communications. It started in the 21st of October 2023, following 2 weeks of the war in Gaza. Egypt hosted the Cairo Peace Convention, and throughout 15 months, Egypt hosted tens of world leaders, participated tens of meetings and summits. In order to put an end of the war and delivering the humanitarian aid, Egypt is still working under the Arab international umbrellas to end the conflict and to implement the principle of the two-state solution and to pursue a comprehensive settlement of the Israeli-Arab conflicts.
Now, regarding the reconstruction, how important is international collaboration for Gaza's reconstruction, and what role is Egypt playing in that effort?
Following the Israeli aggression in Gaza in May 2021, 4 years ago, Egypt was the only sole country throughout the world that decided to participate in the reconstruction of Gaza, allocated $500 through its companies to build housing units in Gaza and paved the roads. Unfortunately, these places were demolished by the Israeli aggressions, and now Egypt is forcibly pursued to start the process of reconstruction. People have returned from the south, never recognized from their neighborhood after being flattened to the surface of the earth by the Israelis. The lack of schools and places for work. Therefore, Egypt is working and will continue to work, mobilizing the international community to assist in the reconstruction process. But unfortunately, no country would contribute in the reconstruction if they expected that the war is going to be resumed. Therefore, we're working firstly to end the conflict in order for the countries to contribute in the process of reconstruction and let the people to live in a decent life and not under the tents and within refugees camps.